Hey everybody, welcome to RochesterFirst.com. I'm Chief Meteorologist Eric Sneidel. This is meteorologist Christine Gregory with her appropriate rain boots on.
With the rain that we've received.
This is why.
We're going to need a boat out there. On my way in here, it's just pouring.
Last 3 days worth of rainfall, mind you.
Yeah.
That's a lot of wet weather, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got ranging from 1/4 of an inch northwest of the area all the way to over 1.5 inches in some parts of eastern Wayne and Ontario County. Just that red color right there.
Yep.
1.5 inches.
That 1.5 inches, there are parts of the viewing area here that have not seen 1.5 inches prior to this over a month's time frame. So pretty amazing how quickly this has piled up. Now, the word of the day here is going to be more rain coming our way. You see the live view with radar at this point. This is a cold frontal boundary sliding off to the east. We've got some downpours in Wayne County. I will note out of this, given the moisture profile, there's a lot of juice in the atmosphere today. The rain is coming down heavier than you would typically suggest with colors like this, so that will slow you down if you're driving through that. But Christine, back west toward Rochester, not a whole lot left over.
Yeah, we're starting to see a lot of the rain from earlier tapering off as the front pushes through. I think we'll have a much drier evening before we actually end up seeing even more rain. We're not quite done. We're still kind of caught in this unsettled pattern.
Just because.
And look at that.
Just because.
We've got snow, not here, but parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin.
They had a foot of snow there in parts of Minnesota yesterday.
That's crazy.
And it's snowing again. They've actually got winter storm watches for another snow event, not this one, off to the north there. Some places get all the fun, don't
I know.
they?
Give it another month or two,
Just
though.
waiting on our turn.
Just wait.
All right, so get this cold front out of here. I think we'll go through most of the night with probably more clouds than any kind of clear skies. We'll go in and out of it, though. What's interesting tomorrow, we're not still done with the rainfall yet. We're not going to be nearly as warm tomorrow. We're going to keep highs probably upper 50s, maybe if we're lucky close to 60, but you've got some additional showers. I think the bigger weather story, though, Christine, is Friday.
Yes, Friday we're seeing a big intrusion of warm air, and we're warm and we're actually going to be a lot drier, but the story is the temperatures.
Yeah. And we could be near record territory. We did a tweet on this earlier, so obviously 79 or 80 degrees in Rochester is not going to be the warmest number in the whole country, but when you factor in how big of a difference from normal that is, so consider on Friday, our normal high in Rochester is about 57. If we end up getting close to 80, that 23-degree difference is the biggest difference from anybody in the whole United States.
Yeah.
So it's a big kind of deal here, and that record high of 79, I do believe, is going to end up being in jeopardy, but at least we get sunshine with that day.
I know, it'll be one last push of summer. I know we keep saying that, but I really do think this is going to be it.
You're right. Latest fall foliage tracker here. Boy, you got a whole lot more of that maroon color starting to show up. This has been the case now for a couple of weeks, Christine. If you're in the southern tier, you know, they've really been past peak for a while. Yeah. But this peak color, and that's that bright red, you know, this is about as good as it gets, I would imagine, in Rochester, particularly away from the lakeshore. If you live along the lake, you've still got some time. You always take longer to end up getting there, but I think this weekend in and around town here is really, really good, but you start getting towards some of our bigger state parks like Letchworth and Stony Brook and Tacanic, and John will corroborate this too at 4 o'clock. They're starting to lean a little more toward this one.
Yeah, it's nice because a lot of the good color is actually pretty much everywhere. You don't really have to go too far. But
no, you don't. Yeah, this is the homegrown weekend.
Yes.
We made a point saying last weekend overall was probably the best one to see just because it favored the best areas with those state parks. But I do believe this weekend they're starting to trickle toward the tail end of that spectrum. And speaking of, it feels like winter is on its way, doesn't it? After we get this really warm day on Friday, we're hemorrhaging degrees in chunks, Christine. Saturday, you're down to 65. Sunday, we're down to 50. Talk to us about the pattern next week. It looks wet.
Yeah, it looks wet, and it also looks cold. We've got temperatures, I think, definitely staying in the 40s, maybe even some more 30s to talk about. We've seen it a few times this season, especially getting some frost in some areas.
You do. And we were looking at some of the longer range models, the ensemble guidance behind the scenes here, which go out, you know, closer toward Halloween, the 31st, and it doesn't look warm, does it?
It does not look warm at all, so
it's that time of year.
That's what's coming.
That's going to be our first push here, so if you didn't need us to reiterate it, get outside and enjoy this one. We're going to be back with
nice.
Yeah, it will be nice. John Kutch goes back with us at 4 o'clock. He's got some great video, some of the wind earlier today and all those cascading leaves. I'm excited to be able to see that. We will see you coming up in about 25 minutes.